Communication competence in the workplace. We're going to talk about the Boston Marathon a bit. Let's get the video going. I believe we have an ad first, so we'll look for that. So one thing to remember is the Boston Marathon was tragic, where many people
with
died.
Getting emails from companies telling us to buy things. Well, Adidas sent one that was received in poor taste. Let's take a look at this one, which was called out by Jason Lonsdale. He received an email. If you read at the top, it says, congrats, you survived the Boston Marathon. Oops. Oh. And of course, due to the Boston Marathon bombing, folks like him pointed it out, saying, "Dear Adidas, I love you, but you need to talk to whoever's doing your email marketing." Adidas issued this statement over. Sorry, we deeply apologize for our mistake, etc. It's one of the most inspirational sporting events, the Boston Marathon. Every year we're reminded of the hope and resiliency of the running community at this event.
And then they said,
"Oh my God, I am totally sorry for that."
Mostly the agenda and what I want you to focus on as you are reviewing the chapter and reading it this week. So here's a quick thing. How do you feel about cockroaches for dinner? Yeah, in the American culture, that's going to be a solid no. But in other cultures, okay, I don't know so much about cockroaches, but definitely other insects are absolutely eaten and valuable, and they're a great source of protein. Some people argue that we can solve much of our climate and food shortages by eating more insects in your diet. How do you feel about that? Also, think about this. A simple "I'm sorry" does not erase the impact of an insensitive communication. Think about it. When someone has said something insensitive to you and they just go, "Oh, sorry," is that really fixed? Communication will work. So we're aiming for communication competence, which involves knowledge, skills, sensitivity, commitment, and our ethics again. So 5 things to really work on to become a competent communicator. First, you've got to know what to do. You've got to have the skills to know how to do it. You've got to have the sensitivity to know when to do it. And you'll really be more successful if you are passionate about whatever you're doing. And finally, only do things that are right and don't harm others. So being audience-centered in your communication is what you need to do with every interaction. And we're back to this. What about the formal and informal rules? This chapter calls them explicit and implicit rules. Explicit are the formal, implicit are the hidden. So what do you think? Is proofreading all business emails before sending? What kind of rule is that? There it is. What about speaking up in meetings? How do you know how to do that? Implicit. How about being on time for work? Okay, that one may or may not be told to you. What about wearing the uniform? Okay, that one's going to be explicit. And then not interrupting your manager or when to jump in and speak? That's going to be, again, look at how much of the business world is implicit. So now we're going to move on to something else the chapter talks about, which is individualism versus collectivism. It's a way that you can discuss and review societies one to another. So real quick, and this is way more information than anybody should have on a slide, but I want it to be quick. You can pause the video. Individualistic societies are the Scandinavian countries, US, England, Australia, German, there you go. We're focusing on the I, the immediate me and my. You are expected to take care of yourself and your loved ones, and you have to own responsibilities for all your achievements and your failures. Confrontation is accepted. You can push back on anything. Work is a key factor to your happiness. In fact, most Americans, when asked, "Oh, hey, tell me about yourself," they say, "I am a," and you describe your work. Other countries describe their hobbies or their relationships. And the main tool that we use to control people is making them feel guilty. So collectivistic societies cover most of Latin American, Southern European, Asian, and African countries. So this group takes care of the individuals within the group, and it's a we orientation. There is a real need to, because if you've set up your society to be completely everybody, you've got to have more rules and a cultural hierarchy. Everybody has to practice self-control. And selflessness and conformity are highly valued. You're not allowed to openly confront, especially those with higher authority. The main tool of social control here is shame. Do you feel bad about that? So here's a fun video that shows you some of those deeper cultural mistakes.
The next week I brought Happy birthday.
I'm good.
And Mom, this is Rich.
Good to meet you. Boy, something smells wonderful. I guess we came to the right place, huh? Here you are. You know, Waverly has been telling me that you are the best.
Look at their expressions. From the movie Joy Luck Club.
So many spots on his face.
I don't think they got her.
Of course, the night was still young. Thank God I already prepped him on the Emily Post of Chinese manners.
我敬你一杯酒。
Actually, there were a few things I forgot to mention.
And he chugs it.
Let me make a toast.
You shouldn't have had that second glass when everyone else had had only half an inch just for taste.
And he slugs it again. Oh, my.
Oh. You should have taken only a small spoonful of the best dish until everyone had had a helping.
Yes.
That's a hidden rule, polite way of saying,
You
I
shouldn't
can't
brag
believe
he was
this.
a fast learner.
Oh, no.
Was when Rich criticized my mother's cooking, and he didn't even know what he had done. As is the Chinese cook's custom, my mother always insults her own cooking, but only with the dishes he serves with special pride.
This dish not salty enough. Ava, it's too bad to eat. But please.
Many Americans would struggle
That was
to
her
say,
cue to eat some and proclaim it the best she'd ever made.
You know, look, all this needs is a little soy fluff.
no. Really not good.
It never came up. I'd rather get rectal cancer.
Yep. Okay, that's a solid rather do something else. So here's another fun video to talk about how do we see things. We've got to skip this one. And we're going to watch all of this video.
I don't see people who have French, and I don't even know what French is. I picture like cowboys, like really cool cowboys.
Oh.
Hey, the normal like nacho cheese Doritos. That's what.
Okay, you can go find those. And it's hilarious. They have people tasting snacks from all around the world. And you can see that this is more of a surface level difference, as your book will talk about. So, one thing to finish up is the platinum rule. Pretty much every culture around the world has some form or version of the golden rule. Treat others as you would be treated. Sounds great. I mean, that's better than poke other people with a stick, right? That's one level up. But even better than that is treat people the way they want to be treated. Because after all, your preferences are simply your preferences. All right, we're almost done here with this preview chapter. Remember that everybody is a them to someone. The best way to reduce miscommunication is to reduce the uncertainty through knowledge, and you get that by listening and learning and avoiding stereotyping. Finally, employ the platinum rule. So that's it. Make sure you ask any questions before the next